சர்வ சித்தி விநாயகனே சரணம்.
நாதரிக்கடத்துக்கு தாத்திரக்கிறது நாதரிக்கடத்துக்கு தாம் நாதரிக்கடத்துக்கு தாம் நாதரிக்கடத்துக்கு தாம் தென்னாதரிக்கடத்துக்கு தாத்திரக்கிறது தயதரிக்கடத்துக்கு தாத்திரக்கிறது 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 அந்த குந்தாத்தி தயதரிக்கடத்துக்கு தாத்திரக்கிறது 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 அந்த குந்தாத்தி.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Atlanta Ganesh. I am a story writer, director, and producer. All my Tamil stories are translated in English by my very close friend, Mr. Ramamurthy, who lives in Atlanta. Please enjoy the stories. He is a very good storyteller. Thank you.
We will begin this part 2 with a brief recap of what transpired in part 1. Narasimhan and his wife Kala were leading a happy life in Orlando City in US. When a telephone call from his mother in India came as a thunderbolt, conveying the shocking news that his father was affected by cancer, requiring costly medical treatment. His mother requested Narasimhan for financial assistance by way of costly medicines to cure his father. Narasimhan's sister, who was dead against her father for his bad behavior and character, also dissuaded him from sending any money for their father's treatment. She was determined that her father was destined to die for all he has done in this family. Though Narasimhan also had hatred against his father, he was not able to morally disown his affectionate mother, who was expecting help from him. He was in such a predicament. Now, let us see what happens thereafter in this part of this episode. Narasimhan's mother repeatedly made requests for help. Narasimhan's stubborn attitude was hurting to her mother. Narasimhan's wife Kala, a well-mannered lady, also tries to convince her husband not to remain unconcerned. Whatever may be the reason for your refusal to help, at least for your mother's sake, try to understand the gravity of the situation. We cannot leave your father to die like this, she pleaded to her husband. If money is the matter for your refusal, I am prepared to share my paltry earning. She continued to argue that he should not be so dispassionate towards the parents, more particularly in not helping his mother, who was desperately in need of help to save her husband from the clutches of sure death. At one stage, the mother also became vexed with Narasimhan's prolonged silence and recalcitrant attitude towards his father. She became so dissolute, she refused to accept any money from Narasimhan thereafter. Even if Narasimhan, due to compassion and due to the persuasion of his wife Kala, sent any money, his mother wouldn't accept it. She had decided to meet the eventuality without Narasimhan's help. Narasimhan was in a fix now. He felt embarrassing, rather guilty, that his mother refused the money sent. What could she do? How is she going to manage without money? These questions grilled his head constantly. Finally, he decided to call her mother and beg for an apology. But when he made a phone call, what he heard from the other end was the number you dialed does not exist. Again and again, he could not get the voice. He could not get the correction, but only the same voice. He became terribly anxious and nervous to know what had happened to them in Madurai. He called Kala, Kala, please come immediately. There is no response from your mother. You ask your brother to go to Madurai and find out the present position. Kala said, are you kidding? My brother is in Chennai. Is it possible for him to go all the way to Madurai immediately and find out? Okay, okay, don't worry. My cousin is in Madurai. I will ask him to go and inquire. Yes, yes, yes. Do it immediately. Call your cousin and ask him to find out. I don't know what happened to my mother. I am nervous. Kala replied, don't act. You disregarded my request to send money to mother and now you are showing fake concern. Okay, Kala, this is not the time for tit for tat. Act immediately and call your cousin. Kala called cousin and explained the problem. Within an hour, reply came from her cousin. Kala, I went to your mother-in-law's house, but nobody is there. They have all gone to Singapore 1.5 months back. I was told that somebody in Singapore is helping them in giving the treatment for your father-in-law. That's all I know. That's all I could gather from the neighbors. No idea who is the helper. Narasimhan's family grew more and more anxious to know how could it ever happen? How did they go to Singapore? So many questions cropped up. They were clueless. The listeners of this story at this stage would also be equally interested to know how they managed to go all the way to Singapore and who was actually helping them. Narasimhan's father had vices like smoking, drinking, etc. that we know. Yet another secret about him is he had long back developed a relationship with a pretty dancer hailing from an extremely poor family. He spent all that he had towards the betterment of her and her family. With the financial support from Narasimhan's father, she prospered in her career and became one of the highly paid actresses in cinema field. She ventured into films in other South Indian languages like Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and very soon she became the most sought after celluloid celebrity. Narasimhan's mother knew about this extramarital affair of her husband to some extent. She chose to directly approach the actress instead of begging for help from blood relations. Her plan succeeded. He met the actress who received her with very great respect on knowing who she was. Oh, I am indebted to your husband. What I am today, the fame, the name, the wealth I have earned are all due to his timely help. I owe a lot to him. She went on heaping praise on Narasimhan's father. Narasimhan's mother slowly revealed the reason for her visit and how badly her husband is affected by the disease cancer. Oh my God, exclaimed the actress. I don't know anything. He is not in touch with me for some time. I thought he faced some problem in his family because of my connection. But I am really sorry for him. Don't worry, it is my bounden duty and responsibility to give him the best treatment available in this world. That is how I can repay what he has done to me, at least to some extent. Things thereafter swiftly progressed. He was admitted in a hospital in Singapore and given the best medical care. He escaped from the clutches of imminent death and he almost became normal very soon. Now, a vital question. You may have a reasonable doubt in your mind. There is no evil deed in this world that was untouched by Narasimhan's father. He had all the vices, epitome of all evil deeds. But he went on unpunished. No harm was ever done to him. Why? How? Is the age old saying that any sin you commit will never go unpunished is baseless? Do all the persons who commit crimes of various intensity, from small to very big, are really punished in life? No. Do they suffer in their later age? No. Do they all repent for their sins they committed intentionally throughout their life? No. There are various examples to show that such immoral, wicked, wrongful persons led a long, happy life till their death. We come across so many politicians today who were once rat pickers in the street corner, becoming multimillionaires after entering politics. How? By honest means? No. They amass wealth by indulging in all unscrupulous, corrupt, deceitful, dishonest activities only. Do they all undergo or suffer the wrath of God for their misdeed? Mostly no. When compared, Narasimhan's father had vices, some bad habits, and he suffered ignominy from his own son and daughter, who never treated him respectfully. That was the punishment meted out to him. There is no point in analyzing more about this issue. That's all in this episode. Thank you. Bye bye.
Writer's note from Atlanta, Ganesh. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you all enjoyed the story. Please give us your feedback. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.